Mike, I was at the Penn State game. Saw you with my
So did
binoculars.
I, yeah.
I think we were a little busy. Penn State was not supposed to win this game. In fact, Vegas had a 13-point spread.
13.5, yep.
Fans up there were thinking, oh, this is going to be a blowout. Urban Meyer's trying to run up the score so Ohio State looks good to
Right.
move up in the polls,
Right.
to play for the championship. And yet Penn State goes double overtime, and it looked like in regulation had chances that maybe they should have been trying harder to get to the end zone, but we're going to win this thing in regulation. My question, was this a moral victory? Is there such a thing, and did they
No,
accomplish it?
I don't think there's such a thing as a moral victory,
Okay.
and so, but I do think that there were some things that happened in this game to build on a little bit. I mean they had a 19-play drive right down the field for the tying field goal with this makeshift offensive line and not their supposedly best offensive lineman and their left tackle on the field, Donovan Smith, because he was apparently hurt. They did some things better. I think Akeel Lynch, it's now become crystal clear that he's got to be the number one option, I think, at running back. I think that's maybe everybody starts to recognize that now. And you know, they played with a lot of fire in the second half of that game when, that whole scenario you were talking about there, where they got this 17-0 lead, and okay, now Urban's going to be more aggressive, which he even said on television at halftime he was going to be more aggressive. That didn't play out. It all turned on that Anthony Zettel interception, which we talked about this last week. Confused the young quarterback, show him some things. Well, that was a zone blitz. You do the zone blitz, and then one of the defensive linemen backs off into coverage. Maybe he's never seen that before.
Yeah.
And I remember Hackenberg, as a true freshman, threw a brutal pick in exactly the same situation.
Down in New Jersey, Syracuse.
Everything changed.
Yeah, it really did. Zettel is big time Zettel here. Anthony, big time Anthony. 2 games against Michigan. He's had his interceptions now. Ohio State. They looked horrible. Penn State did in the first half.
Yeah.
And I'm going, Donovan, get rid of this guy. And what these play calls. and you know what? I didn't see. I had my binoculars on. Hackenberg really wasn't talking to the offensive coordinator. He was talking to Herb Hand a lot in that sidelines. And I saw him, instead of being under center, he went all shotgun, which is what he did a lot last year.
Yeah.
I think he can see the field better that way.
Yeah.
And I think that helped.
Yeah, and they're still getting killed up front for the most part. They're still, the play calling is still informed by that. I mean, must have, 14 bubble screens, it seemed like. That's just getting rid of it quick. That's just get the shotgun and get rid of it. So, I mean, they're still extremely limited. And now they have some injuries which might impact their depth a little more. But I still think, you know, coming that close against a team of that quality, given the officiating, which is another whole nother video, volume of videos, you know.
They had to go against Ohio State and the referees, it seemed, at times out there. Swinnick is out for the year. When the injury happened, it looked like Lynch was getting more opportunities. You talked about that. Positives from this game, the fact that Lynch is getting the ball and they had to go to him,
Yeah.
but he showed he could play well.
Yeah, and you don't want to be cruel about Swinnick's injury,
No,
of course.
we don't,
And also,
but
he plays on special teams. So,
Right.
again, this is a team with extreme depth issues, and they become greater.
Looking ahead to Maryland, what should we expect from Penn State versus Maryland?
Maryland played really well early. They were 4-1. Their only loss was to West Virginia, which has turned out to be a very good team. And It was a very close game. They have a lot coming back. They're a very experienced team. They're not as good up front as the better teams in the Big Ten, and they have really struggled lately. They went into that. They had Ohio State at home. Really didn't compete early in that game, and last week they got destroyed by Wisconsin. They would have trouble with big physical teams. Penn State is a physical team on defense, not so much on offense. It's a tough one. I think it could go either way.